What's up, guys? Storkman here today. Got my week 3 RBL battle versus the Jewish Giraffe and the San Francisco Girafriags. This is probably my hardest test all season. Uh, TJG's probably, he's 2-0. Everyone else I've played doesn't have a win. There's a real chance to prove myself to the world that, hey, I'm a contender in this league. All right, so, I'm like, all right, I'm going in. I'm pretty hyped, right, off 2 wins. Then I see the matchup, and I'm not. I see the teams that have not that hype because of. I don't know if you can see my mouse. Mega Gallade right here. Oh my god, this thing destroys my wall court if he has the right coverage, and this thing too, Manaphy, it destroys my. It can destroy my walls too. So you know what? I figured I gotta bring HO versus this man. So I'm just gonna go over my team real quick. I'm bringing out Black Glasses Bisharp, Sucker, Ironhead, Pursuit, Knockoff. It's a bulkier set, I think. It really just doesn't. It's just really nice neutral coverage versus like everything he brought. It's just really nice for his team. Like, he doesn't have any good switch-ins really to Bisharp, so I brought it, and I think, it's nice for. It's also nice priority with Sucker and stuff, and but like I don't know. I feel like it was pretty good for this match. It just does so much damage in general. I got a Scarf Road on Mo. It's a nice revenge killer on like the Manaphy and the Tornadus too that he brought. I don't remember the things he didn't bring, to be honest. But in general, it's also nice to least storm stuff. Yeah, good coverage versus team, to be honest. And volt switching around is always nice. He did have 2 ground types, which was kind of an issue. Like, you'll see how that ends up playing out. Then I brought Magmortar. If you look at his team, doesn't really have a good switch. And the only one good switching on his roster really was Audino. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna bring a wall breaking Magmortar. It just really puts a lot of pressure on him and forces him to make plays and stuff. I brought Mega Alakazam and then Psychic. Oh, I didn't go over the set for Rotomo. Rotomo and Magmortar. Rotomo is Scarf with Leaf Storm, Volt Switch, Trick, and what was it? T-Wave. And then Magmortar is Fire Blast, HP Gas, T-Bolt, and Toxic. And then Alakazam, I'm bringing a bulkier modest variant. It's got Psychic, Shadow Ball, Focus Blast, and Protect. And pretty much, honestly, if I get rid of this guy, I don't know if you can see. If I weaken Clef, I can put in work late game with this if some of his teams weaken. Like, in my mind, like, I weaken his team, I can sweep him against him potentially. So that's why I brought it. Like, he didn't really, like, his best thing for it was Klefki, which, like, gets worn down. He also has, like, Audino, I think. I think he has Audino. And, like, yeah, he didn't really have much for it. Like, he had to pressure it with, like, priority and stuff. So, yeah. And I didn't think he'd be able to break Shadow Sneak on Gallade, because then he wouldn't be able to break my walls and stuff. I don't know. And then Nidoqueen I knew was going to have Sucker, though. Then I brought a Life Orb Terrakion, because, again, not many switch-ins for Terrakion. I just wanted to pressure him. That's the thing. I wanted to pressure him and force him into making mistakes and then capitalizing off them. Terrakion's got Close Combat, Stone Edge, EQ, and Rocks. It's just nice. It's just strong. Those strong stabs. EQ's nice for the Nidoqueen. Close combat, it could do a lot to Manaphy if I need to revenge kill it. Gallade can't really just get revenge killed by Gallade though and stuff. But yeah, it does a lot to Seismitoad too. It just does a lot of damage overall. And finally, I brought Mandibuzz because I didn't want him hazard stacking with that Klefki. Plus, I was running Knockoff, U-Turn, Defog, and Roost. I could U-Turn to pivot around, get slow U-Turns out. Defog's always nice. Knockoff just for general utility. And Roost, just to get that recovery. It's Rocky Helmet 2 max defense, so I can switch into the Gallade a bit. So my plan was, all right, I see the Klefki. I'm going to lead with my Magmortar, but, things start slipping into my mind. What if he's, I just start, thinking, okay, but if he leads Gallade, I'm in trouble. If he leads Manaphy, I'm in trouble. I'm just like, all right, you know what? I'm just going to lead with Terrakion as my rock star. Horrible mistake. Just a really, really bad mistake. as I as he goes leads with Klefki. So that was my first mistake early on. This gets him a nice start. He can T wave something. He can get up a spike. I'm like, all right, I don't want something getting T wave. My best play is to go into Rotom here. So I go into Rotom and he goes for Dazzling Gleam. It doesn't do much. And now, well, I gotta pause right here. Um, I was considering clicking Trick here, but I thought he would kind of expect that and go into like Nidoqueen, and like if I trick Nidoqueen a Scarf, it's a huge issue for me. So I'm like, all right, I can't trick Nidoqueen a Scarf really. Nidoqueen's the safest play to be honest, in case I go for a trick or something. So, I'm like, all right, I gotta hammer the switch in with a Leaf Storm. He stays in, and this puts me in a really tough position because now I'm locked into Leaf Storm and I gotta switch out. So I decided, Magmortar can pressure his team a lot. I'm gonna go into that, and he reveals. He's not going to T-Wave either. That was the key thing. He reveals he's toxic and not T-Wave, which I'm thankful for. I mean, if he gets T-Wave, that's a huge issue for me. T-Waves, he pretty much can just T-Wave like everything. So he goes out into Seismitoad here, right? And I'm just like, all right, I'm just going to take Fire Blood. It does a good chunk. Now, this is a big play right here. This is a game-changing play. Now, I'm like, okay. He might go out into Tornadus to scout for the HP Grass. So if I Fire Blast again, he goes out into Tornadus or something. I'm in a great position. Or to like Gallade or something. But I'm thinking, Seismitoad doesn't do much for him at this point. Bisharp does a lot to it. Rotom obviously kills it. Alakazam, I think, can kill it from this range potentially. I'm not sure. I don't know. Like it does. Like everything pretty much kills it from this range. So I'm like, he's probably gonna sack it. So I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna click HP Grass. He'll probably just sack it, and now he goes out into Tornadus, and this is a. And now I have to. And now the Toxic and the Life Orb is adding up. Suddenly I'm at 35%. So I'm just like, fuck it. I'm just gonna sack this. I don't want to lose anything else. And I see his Life Orb. It's nice he's not like Scarf or something. But yeah, I have to go into Rotom mode now. And what do I go for? I think I have to. Yeah. Okay. So I'm thinking like, okay, he's probably thinking, Dork's really threatened by. He's probably thinking that I'm really threatened by this, and I have to go for an electric move to like get this out of here. So I'm like, all right, and I'm behind, so I gotta make a play here. So I go for a Leaf Storm here, predicting the Nidoqueen to come in, and so I can do some damage to it, and I do and I get it down to 44, which is nice. Now, what do I go into? I think I just go into Mandibus here because I'll have a switch into this really. So I just go into Mandibuzz. He sets up rocks, so I'm just gonna go for a defog right here, and he goes into Manaphy. So I'm like, shit, he might tail glow up here. I expect him to set up, or no, I just straight up U-turn though. I just want to get out of there. I'm set up fodder to this. He reveals the Calm Mind, and I'm like, fuck. So I have to go into Rotom here. I do not have the T-Bolt. If I had T-Bolt, this wouldn't be an issue, but I'm Volt Switch Leaf Storm. If I Leaf Storm, I'm -2. This keeps saying up on me. And if I Volt Switch, then I'm out of there, and I can't really revenge it or kill it. So I'm in a huge issue here. I'm like, I can't Leaf Storm and just let this thing set up all over me. I go for a Volt Switch, fortunately, and he switches, which is huge. Like, now I'm just gonna go into my Bisharp here, because this can't really do much to Bisharp. Everything else, Foul Play does a decent amount to Zam, does a decent amount to Terrakion. Dazzling Gleam does a decent amount to Terrakion. Mandy can't touch it. I thought it was T-Wave. I forgot he wasn't T-Wave at this point too, so I could have gone Terrak and just EQ'd and killed it. But I went Bisharp here. Kind of a misplay. I forgot he was Toxic and not T-Wave. But I go for Iron Head here. Like, as soon as I click it, I remember he's Toxic. I get the flinch, which is nice. Because he said he would, in his commentary, that he was going for a Dazzling Gleam to get some damage off. So I get to keep this healthy. And it kind of sucks that I hacked him a bit. But there's a lot more hacks overall in this game. Like, you'll see. So yeah, I take out the Klefki, which is nice. He goes out into Gallade here. And I have to switch. I cannot stay in on this. Because Sucker, I don't think kills from full. I didn't calculate about it, just assumed it didn't. So, and also Mandibuzz can switch in okay, I guess. So I go out into Mandibuzz. He reveals the Vacuum Wave, and apparently he did not click this move. He was calculating, and then suddenly the move just clicked. It was a really weird situation, but you know, whatever. I just go for a U-turn though, because I figure like he can't touch me. He might go into Manaphy to try to set up on me again, and I just go out into Rotom here. Now this is another one of these 50-50s again, because of his ground types. I'm like, all right, should I Volt Switch? Should I Leaf Storm? I think I Volt Switch here, and he goes into his Nidoqueen or Seismitoad. No, I just Leaf Storm, and he sacks his Seismitoad. Yeah, because I'm like, is he really going into Tornadus? And it does a decent amount still. I might as well just Leaf Storm. Here he goes into Tornadus now, because I can't really touch it at -2. So I'm like, all right, Mandibuzz is kind of expendable at this point, because he can't set up hazards anymore. So and he goes for a Rain Dance, and this scares the shit out of me. Like, all right, I gotta stall turns so that Manaphy, doesn't sweep my ass. So I did like, all right, I'm gonna go for a knockoff here, and I get full confused, which sucks a lot. I mean, getting a knockoff on this would be nice, and yeah, but whatever. I flinched his thing too, so I go on into my Rotom here, and because like that's my only play, and here I pretty much have to Volt Switch here. I think because like if I'm -2 and the Manaphy lives, like I don't know what. Why didn't I Leaf Storm here? I don't think he was staying in. I should have really Leaf Stormed here. Because I really didn't think he would stay in. I don't know why. Did I think he would stay in? Like I don't know why I clicked Volt Switch here. I don't know. I think no, I remember. It was a pretty dumb logic. Like I've been Volt Switching a lot lately. I'm gonna Leaf Storming. I've been Leaf Storming a lot lately. I'm gonna Volt Switch, but he wins this one and goes into his Nidoqueen. So here I gotta choose my sack at this point. I decide, Bisharp, this just superpowers me. It's in Sucker Range though. This Vacuum Waves me. This, oh you can't see, Torrent superpowers me. I think it's in Sucker Range though. But, this is mind games and shit. Gallade Vacuum Waves me. This lives a hit. The Nidoqueen lives a hit. Manaphy lives a hit. It'd be nice to weaken it though. But I'm like, it's my most expendable member because probably should sack Drakion at this point, honestly, because it got outsped by the Gallade and the Torn. But I end up sacking Bisharp. I mean, either way, it was just not sacking Zammer Rotom at this point was the key. So he goes for EQ, revealing that he's physical. But that extra bulk is nice because I'm able to get off a nice sucker and get down really low. So I just got on Drakion. I figure he's not going to save this because he can't risk me being SD, but because that'd be a huge issue for him. I guess not really. I don't know, but I just EQ and knock it out because like he could just revenge me with Gallade if I was a kid. Yeah, he goes into Gallade now, and I'm like, all right, this is my most expendable member. I gotta sack this. All right, now here's where it gets interesting. All right, I didn't know he's Shadow Sneak at the time, so I'm like, okay, I can't kill this with Leaf Storm and move Volt Switch out. But I'm like, wait a second, no, I can't let Zam take the hit. So I cancel, and I'm like thinking about it, like, shit, should I Leaf Storm? Should I Volt Switch? And then it just fucking Volt Switch for me. Leaf Storm was probably the right play here because, what was it? He probably knew, like, okay, he can't kill me. Oh no, I know why I didn't Leaf Storm. If I Leaf Storm and he, like, that's deep. Wait, no, I don't know. I was considering, like, Leaf Storming, canceling and Leaf Storming because, like, he might, like, stay in and, like, I could put him in Shadow Ball range possibly. And then, maybe then I live a Scald for Manaphy, I could win. So I cancel out a Volt Switch. I'm still thinking about it, but then if Volt Switches and then I have to go into Zam. He gets off a nice Drain Punch here. It does about half. And here I go. I'm just like, I'm just going to get my Mega off. I Protect. I Mega Evolve and Protect. And he reveals the Shadow Sneak. I'm like, shit. I got to go back out into Rotom here. And I got one chance of winning this game. I need some Thunder Wave miracles at this point. So I'm like, all right, I got this Scarf Thunder Wave. This is why I brought it. Give me a miracle, please. So I Thunder Wave, right? I'm like, okay, I'm gonna realistically need 2 parrots on the skill aid, right? So I shadow, so he gets full parrot on the shadow sneak, right? And I shadow ball and I crit him. This is, and this puts me in a position where I can win the game. If I do not get scald on the, I will 2 KO the Manaphy from this range. I'll live a scald pretty comfortably. As long as I do not get burned, I will have a bullshit miraculous victory. So I go for a psychic, and turns out the Hax gods were just trying to fuck with us a bit. You know, the Hax gods were just trolling us the whole time. The person who deserved to win ended up getting the dub. He got the burn. It should have been a 3-0 loss, but it ended up being a respectable, very close 1-0 that could have got. That should have. Well, I guess at that point it should have gone my way, but like if the whole I had a good chance of winning actually, which was retarded, is what I'm trying to say. Um, yeah, TJG, he out prepped me. I think. I thought he'd bring a Gallade that like dealt with my wall breakers, but he realized that my offensive Pokemon were a bigger threat to him than my walls, and just banking on and like based on the way I play, like I bring hyper offense a lot more than I bring like bulk, like a lot of bulk and stuff. So he scouted me out pretty well, and he game planned well, and that's why he got the win. I think another big play in the game was when uh he didn't sack his Seismitoad because we I mean if I like because I ended up wearing down my Magmortar a lot, and I didn't even kill anything with it. Like I put a little bit of a dent in his team, but not really enough of a dent with Magmortar. And also the lead, if I just stuck with my game plan and led with Magmortar like I was planning on doing, I probably would have been in a much better position. He wouldn't have toxic me. I would have gotten toxic right away. It would have been much like the mind games. I'd eventually win him because like he won't be toxicing me down with the life orb. It'd just be the life orb damage. Like I'd have a much better chance of winning because I wasn't taking much damage. So yeah, we're 2-1 unfortunately, but yeah, we're still in a good position honestly. I think a lot of undefeated teams are gonna lose this week or have lost this week, but I don't really know though. And we're playing Stibe next week, and Stibe's kicked my ass in the past, so he's a good battler. He got a rough start, but I I really think he's gonna have a good push here in like later in the season. You know, he made some free agent pickups. I'm really scared of that game, to be honest. Like I'm looking at it a little bit. I think this is gonna be a big L. Like this could be my biggest L of the season possibly, but who knows, man. Uh, maybe I can pull it out. Like I almost pulled out this game today, which I would have felt bad about, to be honest, probably. But yeah, I'm rambling on a lot. Good game to TJG. His channel will be in the description. Go check him out. He makes cool videos. Got some cool Nuzlocke going on right now. So yeah, see you guys next time. Peace.